Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that this is Aaron live. It appears it is. I see it on my phone, so that seems to be good. Uh, we're gonna give this about a few before we get officially underway. But this is the CAW All Stars 10 Q&A live Twitch stream. So this will be open for any questions regarding the event itself, uh, anything upcoming with Call All Stars, anything really in the realm of the Call community. So it's pretty open. Obviously, not gonna answer questions outside of the CAW community because that wouldn't really seem to make any sense. And you may have noticed that in in these in what I've said so far, and in some of the messages that I've put on social media, I've said we, because I'm not alone. Although I will be handling a lot of this. Uh, Also with me is Ben Hopkins. Say hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
See, so there's that. We have a couple people tuning in now. So
Oh,
the
cool.
so of course, and anyone who's there, you can say hello or whatever. And if you have any questions, John had
Oh,
wow.
get him.
No, no, John. No. But of course, is if anyone has any questions, go ahead and type them out. If we don't get to them right away, we will get to them and answer them to the best of our ability. Uh, no, John, is at an undisclosed location.
John, we said at the start that we're not answering non-correlated questions. So if you could stay on topic, that would be really helpful.
to answer, because I know I'm going to be posting this on YouTube as well, so there might be some confusion as to John. We don't hear John. Don't worry. If you've been in a Skype call or a Discord call with John, that is not an irregular thing. John is in the
Haha.
yeah, John is in the Twitch chat, and he's asking to join, but we are not allowing him. This is a John free zone.
My favourite kind of zone, really.
You see, even Ray, who's in there, he agrees. He would be muted as John. He being John would be muted if he was here anyways. So John's now trying to send messages to join, but
He's actually harassing me on Facebook. What the fuck?
you can talk for once. Well, we'll talk to you in a bit, John. But anyways, any questions anyone has regarding call cers or what's the com or whatever, you can ask them in the Twitch chat here or on our Twitter at Call All Stars. Make sure to tag the account and we will answer those. To get things started, there's been a lot of questions because I'll address my personal status because I've been pretty quiet these last few weeks, and believe me, that was not my intention. I know you might think, well, naturally they take a break. That was not the plan. The plan was actually to keep on rolling because there might be some people here who also watch my show AWF and are wondering, well, where the hell is Uprising? Although it actually wasn't as dramatic as a break as I thought it was. I thought I was gone for like 3 months, and really it was about like 3 weeks. So it really wasn't that bad. But things will come. I do have some things recorded for the CPV CyberSlam coming up, although I have absolutely nothing recorded for Uprising or Superstar Mayhem. I just I got to get to that. Uh, you know, things have been rough personally. Those few who know what happened. that's not any information I'm going to disclose here. But to keep it short, the week of CAW All Stars was very busy for me. I had a lot of things to do. The intention for CAW All Stars was to finish it with at least a week before it airing live on Twitch. So if anything were to come up or anything at all, I would not be rushing at the final hour to make sure it is ready to go up, or there would be any kind of a delay or anything like that. And it was mostly ready, but then things shit started hitting the fan, and so I got one case of bad news and followed by another case of bad news, and I was out to we'll call it deal with these life changing instances, and it took a lot of my time, so much so that to make sure the CAW All Stars was even ready, most nights I was up to about 4 in the morning working on editing and any last minute work to make sure it was ready. I did get it ready just in time. It all worked out, and so that's a relief. And then when day one and day two went up on Twitch, they those went actually quite well. The feedback and the performance of both were really good, and it was a nice distraction for me personally. Although afterwards, the distraction ended, so I've been kind of quiet these last few weeks. Uh, Hopefully in due time that'll change and I will get louder, because me being loud is good for all of you, right? So no, but hopefully in time we will get there. I still have some things to figure out on my end, but the ball will get rolling again and we will pick up where we left off. Uh, Also, and as I see, as you know, the chat starting to get some feed there, and we'll get to that in a second. Another thing I also want to address is the YouTube controversy. Some of you may remember, if you tried to go and watch day one once again after it went up on YouTube, that you couldn't because it was blocked worldwide. It was like it was not even there, right? Well, if you've been following the CAW All Stars Twitter, you might have seen some of my public attempts to fight it. Basically, what had occurred is, if you remember, I made an AWF commercial, which was very last minute. I needed a temporary one because I have plans for a better one uh, to come in soon. That was always the plan. I just needed a temporary one for that week. So I was like, I'll throw some clips together, add the Office theme, because, Office is great, and fine and dandy. Everything works out, no problems. Like 3 days go by, and I think it was John who had told me that it was gone. So I go and I look, and there was a copyright claim from a music company. And did you say music? And they were claiming that the use of the audio was theirs, and that YouTube had put a mute claim on it. Well, the company didn't open doors until after The Office went on the air. The song that they claimed it was is not the opening theme. So there was a big problem there. They were claiming that they owned a song that they just did not own. And they were muting the video. So I submitted I thought, because I kept trying to mute it at first, because a lot of times I don't fight it. A lot of times I just mute it. But YouTube wouldn't mute it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna file a dispute. And I sent a tweet out. I tagged the company. I tagged YouTube. Like YouTube has like three different Twitters that they use. I tagged their Twitters, and one of them, I think the creator's account got back and was like, well, we'll look into it. Hopefully, it's all gets settled. I'm like, all right, great. They're notified about it. Hopefully, it's solved. Few days go by. I get an email that says that the company is doubling down on it and saying, no, we do own this. Your video is still muted. And now the dilemma that comes with this is because you can file another dispute, but then you put not only your video at risk of being pulled, but your YouTube channel is at risk of receiving a strike or being closed down. Then you have a bunch of legal loopholes that could possibly happen. Obviously, nothing that I want to deal with for the extreme. And then also, I don't want anything to happen to the CAW All Stars YouTube channel. A lot of work has been put into that channel, and all I want is the video to be shared and viewed. Yes, I could have accepted defeat and just re-upload the video, but that I didn't want to do that. That's just not it's not fair. Shouldn't have to because I did nothing wrong. So I send another tweet to YouTube and I present my dilemma with filing another dispute, and then sure enough, I look, and about 2 days go by, and I look, and all of a sudden, the claim is gone, and the video's up. So, and I didn't receive an email or anything like that, or a response to the tweet. So, as far as I see it, it was just a blessing. Someone at YouTube must have gotten tired of the tweets, or must have realized, oh geez, a mistake was made here, and they removed the claim, and the video is available worldwide. So I was happy. The video, day one and day two, the pre-show, the Hall of Fame, all that is all available on the CAW All Stars YouTube channel for everyone to check out. So, of course, if you want to check out anything that happened there, or I don't know, just want to go through other watches of it, by all means, it's all settled and all there now. So, uh, let's see. We have Ray, of course, representing GSF. Uh, is CAW All Stars was huge. Is CAW All Stars 11 going to be even bigger? If so, how? What are you going to do different to top this year? Well, that seems to be a very popular question. I remember there was a Discord voice chat call, whatever, that I was in after CAW All Stars, and that seemed to be the question. It was like, wow, CAW All Stars 10, that's really big, and everyone was given high praise for the show, and the question was, what are you gonna do next year? And that seems to be the question every year, after whether it's with CAW All Stars or AWF, that even if other people don't ask it, I ask myself, what can I do to make it bigger? And at the time, it still is. It's a tough thing to answer because you don't know. It's so early. I have some ideas. Some intra. What you want to do is you want to keep the same kind of formula. You want interesting matchups. You want to present new and exciting ideas. You want stories that people are interested in. It's just a matter of creating the right stories and using the right people, and having everyone come together. Ultimately, there are two things that I want to see from now to CAW All Stars 11 that I believe will make the event even bigger than 10. One, and this is gonna depend on me and other people in their continued experimentation with this, is the use of highlight reel. We saw a little bit of it in CAW All Stars 10, and I think with a lot of people, we've seen GSF and ECW use a lot of it, and those guys are doing great. And we're seeing, my show and COH and ECF and other shows starting to experiment with it and see where things go. You look at the ZCW and WEDF match that caught a lot of people by storm. Like, wow, this is really good, and a big reason for that was the use of the highlight reel in the match. So, I think with a lot of people who are going to get a lot of practice in their shows in these next however many months with the highlight reel, and then when it comes time for next summer, I think it's going to be exciting to see what will come out of that. When you have all these great creators and you have this new dimension added to it, and once people are able to hone the craft and get better at it, I think it's going to be exciting what the matches are going to look like for CAW All Stars 11. So that's number one. Number two is I think we're going to need more interaction amongst the 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 call shows involved. And what I mean by that, I don't necessarily mean in regards to cross-brand storylines, because we see a lot of that, and that's good. That's good. But I'd like to see people do a lot more behind the scenes. Whether it's showing up when people do some of these Twitch streams for their shows, or you know getting involved in sharing and YouTube comments, and lending a hand behind the scenes, asking what people are doing. Uh, maybe promoting, that would be great. I'd like to see as well. Maybe this is a third thing. Just talking is more use of the championships. I think we've seen a lot with the CAW All Stars championship in the last year, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that as the next year comes. And we see a little bit with the women's championship, so I like to see more with that. I really like what's being done with it, and I like to see more with the tag team division. So, if we do that, we got to create more intrigue, and that's how you make it bigger. So, if more collaboration amongst people behind the scenes to create these ideas that'll pan out to next summer, I think that's how you make it bigger. So that's my long-winded response to that. Uh,
I think for me as well, just to add, I'd kind of like to see more sort of leagues sort of tweet during the shows as well,
yes.
because we had a good few doing it, but like the more that we have, the more people we reach, which is just something that like I think we done well because it was the first time it's kind of spontaneous doing it. But I think it'd be a lot better next year that it's sort of more planned out.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We have. I don't think everyone truly appreciates the tools that we have right now, like Twitter. We're in a world where things are very simple. I'm like a lot of people where if there are things that are really long, I don't like to waste my time with it. There's a really long article or there's a really long video, sometimes that kind of makes me not want to go and look at it. So, but I can take the time to go and look at, a tweet or a GIF or a Twitch clip or anything like that, and that can go a long way into creating interest. Be like, oh wow, this is pretty good. Let me go and check out some more. So, if we could see more for people, not just for call stars, but for themselves individually as well, on Twitter. Maybe give some feedback on Twitter and be like, whether it's in character, out of character, that's certainly up to you. But, any discussion is good. And maybe use of the hashtags. Maybe create some hashtag for the show, and people should use, type their thoughts. Hashtag call all stars. Hashtag insert show here. Whatever. That's how you create something here. So that would be great. Let's see what we got here in our Twitch chat. Is the temp agency going to make the show next year? I hope so. I mean, some people are going to want to get some wins.
Yeah, there might be a gimmick battle royal or something for him.
Yeah, yeah. I will say this much though, in a short thing. Uh, there might be some people who are like, how do I get in the call stars? And and I always tell people it's always about the work you put in. I trust a lot of the people involved, and if you're someone who should be on the show, the people, even if I don't watch everything, they'll let me know. So keep doing what you got to do. There are going to be spots for 11. 10 had a lot of emphasis on past stuff because it's a celebration. Well, 11, we're moving forward. So there might be a little bit here and there, a little sprinkle, but it's going to be a lot less than it was for 10. So there's spots. So keep putting the work in the shows you are now. And if you put in the work, you'll reap the benefits.
I
Uh,
mean, for us that are the active wrestlers on the show, like just speaking for myself, and I know for a lot of people, we don't really exactly like working or want to work with random people that do nothing apart from like that one promo where they demand a world title.
hmm,
So if you actually put the effort in, it will pay off in the long term because people will actually take notice and want to work with you.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So hopefully people will follow that. And if you do, reap the benefits. I agree, right? Hopefully, highlight reel is even better on 2K19. Uh, we haven't seen a lot for 2K19, so maybe they're making a grand last week. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, but yeah, hopefully it is. Hopefully it's an expansion. Hopefully more cutscenes in the creative video mode, and hopefully there's even more that they're just hiding for whatever reason. Um, yeah, click the tweet links. Those use them as well. John, so DWF was your inspiration, yes. Yet I never seen AWF Phenol Vision. Why is that awesome? Wow. Okay. Well, that last part's mean. Um.
God, this kid.
Uh. Yeah. To answer that, you've never seen it, but there was in like 2010, like 2009, 2010, and I made the decision to get rid of it because how do I put it? The division that I had was offensive, and it it's something I wasn't proud of, and I look back on it, and I'm even less proud of it. So and if they're I've had some people ask before. Here's how I see it. I have my original characters that are, if I have to, I will do promos for them. I have people who portray their own characters. That's fine. It works. I don't have a single person, not me, not anyone else, who could, do the female voices. And that has become a very important part of AWF. And until I can find that, there's not going to be much of a discussion for it for me. And right now, I'm just not interested. I know there's a lot of interest in it in the call community, which is why for Call All Stars there is a women's division. I think it's a great asset, and because there's an audience for that. But it's I don't think the audience is there for the AWF viewers, and the logistics don't make sense for it. So I'm kind of happy with what I have. Uh, Hopefully it's still there. Yeah, Ray had made a mention. He's hopefully highlight reel is still there. Hopefully, because when the game came out last time, it mysteriously, at least the creative video was just gone. The cutscenes were gone. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So I'd be intrigued to know what some of you guys, what did you guys like, and what you'd like to see. And it doesn't have to be here right now in the Twitch stream, even if it's on YouTube. Let us know in the comments. And I mean, if there's any questions there, of course we'll give some feedback and see what we can do. Uh, of course, looking towards the future, there's a lot of things to be excited about. There's a lot of call shows that are really getting in the full swing of things, and I know I at least have to get better at when these shows when they go out on at least on Twitter, because I don't really do it on the Facebook page, but on Twitter, of trying to retweet and make people aware of these shows and some of the things that happen, so that people who are seeing it for the first time can go and take a look at it. Last few weeks I've been kind of off of that. Hopefully in due time I'll get back on that. Also, of course, we have before CAW All Stars 11, because that's going to be next summer. So I had quite a few people after CAW All Stars 10 was like, "Oh, can I join your Fed?" And I'm like, "This isn't a Fed. This is a mega show. It's a once a year thing." So yeah, it's not a Fed, and I really think that it's better that way. There was a time where I did a bunch of special events on the CAW All Stars channel where it looked like it was another Fed, and it started to lose the luster a little bit. Since then, those have been, they've gone down less and less, to where I have no plans in the next calendar year to do any CAW All Stars special events like you may have seen on the channel. But the alternative would be to do these crossover collaboration shows on other people's YouTube channels to help their shows out. You've seen it, like the Road to CAW All Stars event that Eldorado Championship Wrestling did. That I'd be interested in. The New Dawn Pro has done. They did the Valentine's Day special back in March. Yes, I know, but it that I would be interested in doing. DZW, they had. I mean, it kind of was. There was a CAW All Stars Championship match, but it works. It. I'm more than interested in helping with that, mostly because that's less work for me. Okay, you know, it. I'm more than happy to help with the promotion of it. If it adds to your show's story, just to have, CAW All Stars World Tag or Women's Championship defend it, great. If it'll help your show in any way, awesome. And then it in turn helps the CAW All Stars brand, so that's a double win there. But running a show with AWF that I already do by myself with two brands, I can't be doing a third show. It's just not feasible. And this is a great alternative with that. And of course, if you don't want to do a full-on show, which I completely understand, but you want to have these cross-branded storylines where, like CCL, they have Brandon Wolf defending the CAW All Stars Championship left and right, and I love that. Or if you want to have the, like, Priza in Elizabeth Priza in CCW, her storylines center around her in the CAW All Stars Women's Championship, and if you want to do that, I love that as well. So all game for all that. And if you're not sure, just go and ask me. A lot of people I think have a bunch of ideas, but they don't know if it's okay. Well, you're never gonna know unless you ask. So go ahead and ask. We'll have a conversation, and if I think it's a good idea, which most likely I probably will, I'll give the big thumbs up. So that's good. Uh, yeah, I agree. Ray had mentioned, yeah, for John's question about the female division, you probably have at least 5 to 6 girls for voices. Yeah, so you wouldn't even just need one; you need multiple. And I'm glad for Jeffrey for S&W. And I'm glad that you saw other shows using the highlight reel, and it motivated you to want to do it yourself. That's great. That's how we should look at things. Cause trust me, it didn't just start with the shows that you're seeing. It's one looking at another and seeing, you know what, I can do that, and then all our shows get better in the process. That that's magic there. Uh, I will announce this because I did promise an announcement regarding because I was kind of getting into it, but I got sidetracked with the whole special events thing. Of course, CAW All Stars 11. That's next summer. But one thing that we will be working on in a collaboration in late December, early January, depending on how things work. But that's the plan for Conspiracy 2. And CAW All Stars is going to have uh, some matches on the show that'll take place over the, I believe, 6-day event. And one of those will be the CAW All Stars Championship match. Of course, there will be more matches for CAW All Stars, which we will announce in the coming months. Not all matches have been decided as of yet, so those involved, if you have any interest, you could ask. Worst I could say is no. Or I could counter with an idea and we come up with something cool. But I'm all ears. So one match that has been decided, and it was announced prior to Call Stars that there will be a Call Stars Championship match, but of course, can't announce too much because Call Stars 10 didn't go up. So Brandon Wolf, as of Call All Stars 10, is still the Call All Stars champion. Now, who knows? Because Brandon Wolf is a defending champion, he's a fighting champion. He's been defending it in quite a few different places, and that looks to continue. So, of course, plans could change if Brandon loses the championship. But let's just assume that Brandon Wolf will end the year with the CAW All Stars Championship. If he does, he will be defending that championship. Now, the man he defends it against, that won't change. The man who he will defend against had an impressive performance at CAW All Stars 10, and he felt that he should have been fighting for that championship on that show. Well, now he's going to have that opportunity to challenge for the championship, as the CAW All Stars champion will defend the championship against Mason Chronic at Conspiracy 2. So you guys can look forward to that. I know I will be. If it's Brandon Wolf versus Mason Chronic, then that's awesome because I think that'd be an exciting match to see those two go at it. And if it's not, if it's someone else, who knows what it'll be because Brandon is defending against a lot of people. So good luck to Mason Chronic in his CAW All Stars Championship pursuit. As we saw when Wolf faced Fisk, facing guys bigger than him, Wolf can get it done. But if he holds on to the title, will he against Chronic? I guess we'll see. So that's all with the promotion stuff there. There doesn't seem to be much more in the Twitch chat. I don't know if there's anything over on Twitter to that.
No.
No. Okay. So I understand some of this was a little late, but of course, if anyone has any more questions, go ahead and type them in the comment section on YouTube or on Twitter at CAW All Stars. And either way, we'll try and get an answer to you as quick as we can. Uh, if anyone has any interest in being part of the journey to CAW All Stars 11, the first step to being a part of that is to join the CAW All Stars Discord server. There, there's links everywhere, but if you want a link, message me, the Twitter account, YouTube, whatever. We'll give you a link. Join that. Engage in there. Join the discussion. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media. It's really not hard to find. It's CAW All Stars, no spaces, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Really easy to find. Go and join all that, and we will notice that. Go and talk and engage with all the other CAW owners. Go work on your own stuff and help everyone else out. Then when the time comes, give some ideas, and we'll go and we'll figure something out. Uh, so that's all I can. I Yeah. Let's see. Chronic Spirals. RPJ, anything you need on that journey, holler at Big Papa RPJ over here. Yeah, okay. I didn't know it's quite the nickname. Holler if you hear
So, well, I mean, probably going to end up getting a cease and desist for that one.
him. Yeah, yeah. So, of course, I hope you guys, if you had some questions, hopefully they were answered. If they weren't, of course, go ask them. Hopefully you guys got some inspiration for what you could do with your own show, whether it's, just hearing something or watching Call Stars or anything at all. You could always do better. Even when you feel you're doing pretty great, there's probably someone else doing something that you can learn from. So, uh, you could always improve. So go and find ways to improve, because if you're not improving, you get left behind. I see too many in this community who I think they get lost and they think their shit still stinks and they don't change. Well, then then people stop following. So always look to improve. That's the moral message of the day. So Ben, I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Fuck John.
Ah, that's a Call All Stars approved statement. Uh, oh wow, in the last swing here, what was your? John says, "Fuck men." Ray asks, which match was your favorite you created for Call All Stars? That I did. Like, if you mean that, like, that I recorded, that would be probably the main event. Probably Brandon and Fisk. I just really liked, because that I got to use a highlight reel a little bit. I I recorded it a little early. I recorded it around June. So I kind of wish that I'd waited a bit, because I learned some more things I could do with the highlight reel later on, but I'm still satisfied with it and interested in what's to come. Uh, but yeah, I was generally excited with a lot of the matches of Closer. So, well, I say a lot like they're bad ones. With all of them, I was excited with every single one. I really was. I genuinely really liked them, and I'm excited to see how they get topped. Because I know they will. I know people are like, oh, how's it going to be done? I have faith. It will be done. It's really, yeah, that was a good spot with when Brandon did the dive and caught him for the when Fisk caught him for the power bomb. Yeah, I really like that. I really like stuff like that. I've seen that in shows forever, and now I can finally do it. It just took some effort on my end. I know, so much. But yeah, if that's it, because it's about that 40 minutes here, and that seems to be it. Of course, any questions, go ahead and ask. Thank you for listening to this, and look forward to Call Conspiracy when Mason Chronic challenges for the Call Stars Championship, and look forward for everything to come. Make sure to stay tuned to all their social media stuff, because although Call All Stars is next year, the accounts will not be quiet. There will always be something going on. So stay tuned for any announcements, because you never know when one's coming. Thank you guys. Have a good night.